The power of influence. Jim Rohn will tell you that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. But here's what nobody will tell you. Many times we're choosing the wrong people. So today I'm going to break down some of Sourena's teachings on how influence actually works and why the people in your corner might be the reason you're stuck or might be the reason you're about to have an incredible breakthrough.
Sitting over the last video, you know what? We're not interested. The boys that you are, the more not. You had a great coach. I could tell you what it is. I had to put it on life. Take it away, Chris.
I'll take it away. These videos are a collaboration. Sourena, who has cerebral palsy, develops the written material and I present it on camera. The power you're overlooking. Sourena has, what everybody would agree, a very unique and interesting journey. With his disability, he was hit with so many challenges. And there were moments where he thought, I'm never going to be able to do certain things. But he was never going to be stuck. He created the right narrative, the right mindset that helped him propel forward into some amazing accomplishments. But what Sourena knew was he needed influence, right? To create his own personal journey, to really accelerate it. And a lot of times, there's a negative perception of influence. We think how people are influenced by social media, the media in general, by influencers, all of those different things. But influence is important. And when it's done well, both influencing and receiving influence, that's when you're going to be able to maximize your success. Because real influence just means you're choosing a path, and then you're inspiring others to take action, and you're receiving the influence you need in order to be successful on that path. But again, the people around you can be rocket fuel or they can be an anchor. There are 3 ways that people shape our life. One, and you know this if you listened to Sourena before, but it's about your narrative, right? This is messages that you internalize, right? That determine what you believe you're capable of, right? So some people's narrative it is what it is because that's what the people around them believe, right? Others think opportunity is endless. And again, that's from the influence of other people. But with Sourena, he had some really good influence growing up. If you've ever heard him talk about his parents are absolutely incredible. And Sourena's so grateful for their influence. Because despite his ability, they still influenced him with these entrepreneurial principles. They were very big entrepreneurs themselves. And that's what helped Sourena end up doing what he's doing now so successfully was that influence. But your belief about what is possible, it comes from the voices that you listen to. Your habits and your work ethic, the quality of habits, focus, and commitment, right? All of that is based on the influence of others. Again, when you're watching other people, if they're super hard workers like Sourena's family was, he became a super hard worker. If you're in one of those situations where the 5 people around you don't work very hard or they're always complaining or they don't give maximum effort, then you're going to fall into that pit too, right? Because that's the influence that they're having, again, whether you realize it or not. Another way that you are heavily influenced is the way you deal with challenges, right? So with Sourena, he could sit there and say, life's not fair. But actually he couldn't because that was banned by his parents from his house. So, part of his inner circle were his parents. And again, they're so influential, but they said, we don't say that in this house. We don't say life isn't fair. So that became part of Sourena's narrative, right? That's how he was influenced, right? They always treated challenges like, forget about life's not fair. We're not allowed to say that. But it's just a few more steps. We just got to figure something out. Again, that was heavily influential on Sourena. That contributed to a lot of success. But some people crumble at challenges and others tackle them head on and have great results. But your response to this adversity, to these challenges, is a learned behavior based on your influences. Choose your circle wisely. We gravitate to people that we respect and we emulate. And it ends up being 2 types of people. Those who seek growth and elevation, and those who seek validation and blame, right? They blame everything for the reason they're stuck or the reason they're not successful, right? So what we're seeking in that circle, in order to choose wisely, is that first group, those that seek growth and seek elevation, because they're going to bring out the best. They're going to give us that influence we need to be the same way, rather than, again, just trying to seek validation and blaming everyone else. But here's the thing that Sourena always wants to emphasize. We're talking about those 5, influential people that Jim Rohn talks about, right? That really craft your narrative and influence you the most. Not all those people have to be in that circle, right? We do want friends that we can go watch sports with, or we can go to happy hour, or go to dinner, casual friends. Those are fine too. They just can't be part of that real, true circle of influence where they're part of whether or not you determine the success of your life and maximizing your potential, right? Your inner circle has to be those people, and that is sacred territory. Influence in action, right? Successful people in these important, crucial areas of life, not the casual, fun, happy hour friends, but in that sacred circle, right? You've got to have those right people, right? So if you really, taking care of your health is really important to you, that circle of influence has to be people that will pick healthy restaurants, right? As opposed to let's go eat fast food all the time, right? The people that, and we've all heard it when you say, yeah, I'm just going to get something healthy. And they're like, oh, why? Come on. Okay. That's not the circle of influence you need, right? Or, if you want to increase your net worth, you want friends in that circle of influence to be the ones that talk about investing, have had some success, that are giving you influence in the areas to help you do a better job of that, as opposed to the influence of people who sit back and say, well, the economy just stinks. Or again, they're just blaming everything, right? Or if you want to be an entrepreneur, right, that circle of influence that you need are the people who have been successful entrepreneurs, know how to get the job done, are inspiring, motivating, as opposed to people who are like, oh, you know what, I'm not going to try that. There's too much risk. Again, you can see where choosing that right circle for these crucial areas of life is so important to your success. But your time and your focus are precious, and you need to spend them wisely. So how to be influenced, right? Ask a lot of questions. And when you do, be willing to actually listen and take in the information and make changes, right? If you want to be influenced, be willing to be challenged by other people. Let them challenge you. Let them drive you to think differently, right? Those are the type of things. But Sourena will also tell you this. There's a flip side. It's not just about being influenced. It's also about being a great influence for other people, right? So with other people, do the opposite. Like prompt them to ask a lot of questions, right? Make sure, say, hey, open your mind, listen, let me challenge you. You want to also be that positive influence on other people. One thing Sourena will tell you in any relationship is it's about win-win. It's never about just taking, and it's never about just giving. When we can find those win-win relationships, and in this particular case where we can positively influence people and they can positively influence us, that's when we're going to be the most successful. So here's a challenge for you. Who are the 5 people right now, the 5 that Jim Rohn's talk about, right? The 5 people that you're the average of. Who are those 5 people? And when you think about that, and be honest with yourself, are they elevating you, or are they keeping you stuck, or even making you regress, right? But then go out there and be willing to influence other people as well, right? We need people to influence us, but again, create win-wins where we're influencing other people as well. So comment below, who's one person who has positively influenced your life? So surround yourself with people who push you forward, and then become that person for someone else.